Hey everyone, so I'm going to record this as like a live stream because there will not be any kind of cuts in between when I try to explain, and this is not any plan, but it's just a random energy that I got, and I'm just going to open my camera and going to talk with you, and there is no any script, or I have not even completely thought about what I'm going to say in this video. So this would be super random, and yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, so in this video what I'm going to talk about is the reasoning. Okay, we human we human directly evolve from the chimp or whatever the species of primates. Let's call it primates. Okay, so primates and humans, what is the very visible difference right now? Can chimp talk with other chimp? Yeah, they can. Can human can talk with other human? Yeah, they can. So in terms of that, we are similar, but the number of thing that a chimp can communicate with other chimp is very few. Interaction can be done from one chimp to other. It cannot explain what it saw in the dream. I'm not sure if the chimp or any animal can dream, but I'm pretty sure that is a biological brain they share with us. I'm sure they absolutely dream. So, but they cannot explain their complex thought to each other. But we human can say a lot of different things. So what I'm trying to come up here is the language. Language enables us to communicate from one person to another. So if a language is taught to a human, then they know that to say or represent your feeling, you need to say certain word. Okay, then other person will understand what the first person is trying to say. So this is like a common contract agreement between two person. Okay, so for example, okay, let's say there is a person one and there is a person two. Okay, so let's say if person one want to say, if person one stomach is empty, right, and it want to say that he want to eat some food, right, then he know for a fact that he can say I'm hungry. But what if this person one is talking to a chimp? All right, this is properly, this is fully hypothetical, but let's say this is a person one but this is a chimp, and if this person say to this chimp I'm hungry, then what it will understand? Absolutely nothing. It's a random noise a person one is producing, I'm hungry. But this is another person who has also learned the same language, and which means they can relate the word what the other person is trying to say. And we don't want to go super deep in how we use our mouth, tongue, or whatever throat to produce certain sound that is very replicable to one another. But we don't want to go in there, but let's just focus on the language term. So if a person say I'm hungry, then this person will know, okay, this person, the first person might be hungry means they want to eat something. Okay, so this is a contract between two human beings who learn it. Now if we actually try to decode every single language, then it is assigned some meaning that the both person agrees. But if we look from the top level, if we put human and chimp in the same boundary, then that doesn't mean anything. I means just a random sound, hungry, whatever. So language is used to represent our thought. Okay, so so the more number of so the more character or word to represent something, then the more expressive we can be. And there is limitation to the language in the world. For example, we cannot show any emotion, or maybe we cannot show any emotion in the language, right? If you laugh and say I'm sad, then what does that mean? Are you feeling very bad about it, or you're feeling happy that you're sad? So that's a boundary in the current languages that we use. But not only that, but we have come up with some kind of we can represent action in language. For example, if something is smashed to other, like this, what is this? That's a kaboom sound, right? So kaboom is not any kind of feelings or expression, but it is justifying the action of something is happening. Okay, that's more complex form of language what we find out. And there are over 1,000 2,000 language, or there is so many number of languages in the world, and every language represent thoughts in different way. And if you are a bilingual speaker, then you might definitely know that your first mother language will help you to represent your emotion more and more, because that's how you are connected and grow up, and that's how your thought is shaped throughout the childhood that you learn it. So what we know at this point is language is used to represent, communicate, express. Let's connect this dot to the large language model. Okay, so large language model is basically a algorithm. Okay, it's a algorithm, and what it does is it will. So let's go from basic. Okay, large language model is basically a system that will predict the next word in the term of situation. Like, for example, okay, I will first try to say the color of sky is. Now if we give this word to the large language model, then it will say blue. Okay, so what the large language model is doing is predicting the next word. If we go to the base level, then let's say if we give once keyword to the large language model, then it will definitely say upon. Now if we give both of these, then it will definitely say once upon a in time. So this is how large language model work. It represents some kind of word to communicate with us. And now we think that the brain of the large language model is not same as our brain. But if we look optimistically, then that's not true. We actually do the same. We always think of in the next word that is suitable. For example, when you say let me think of some word. Okay, now see, if we want to say the lion is the king of jungle. Okay, so this is correct sentence, right? But what makes it correct? What makes it correct is because everything is coming one after other. If large language model were to express this word, then it will say the and the lion is, like that. All right, so but if human were to say the same thing, then it's same. But we so at this point what I'm trying to convey is we as a human feel like we have more control of our language that we speak, and large language model is basically, we might be thinking large language model is basically predicting the next word, and which is true. And we might be thinking that we have more choice of freedom, that we can actually break the pattern that large language model cannot do. Okay, the is lion king the of jungle. Okay, so this is a sentence, right? No, this is not sentence. Okay, we can say this, but that's not how correct way of communicating is. So we cannot, this this concept is super difficult to explain. Okay, I think what we can do is just download this video, give to the chat GPT, and ask it what I'm trying to say. F it.